Gina in here. You not gonna turn it up?
Check.
No,
What's up?
you need to
I
turn it
heard you.
Here, okay.
up. But you need to turn
Oh,
it
yeah.
up. Because they said they couldn't hear you last night either, Dwayne.
Oh, Dwayne, never mind. I got it right here.
I forgot.
It's 5 o'clock.
Testing. Latrell?
Turned it off. Oh,
Okay. Good evening. Welcome to our CBDG program. We can have everybody stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everybody. We are here. This is our public hearing. We are here to listen to you guys' requests for a part into our CBDG program grant for 2025. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Holmes, Finance Director, so he can give you all a little bit of background as to what to expect here this evening.
Good evening.
evening.
Okay.
Excuse my seat, but good evening, everyone. Hopefully.
I'm sorry, excuse me, Mr. Holmes. We need to do roll call for our board members.
Ms. King.
Present.
Mr. Wilbur is absent. Mr. Baxter. Present. Myself, present. Mr. Wilson, absent. Ms. Armstrong.
Yes.
Okay. We're good. Ms. Sims.
Here.
All right, we're good.
Apologize. Turn it over to Mr. Holmes.
Good evening again, everyone. and
Latrell,
welcome-
can you just take the portable mic because
and
we have
welcome
to
to our 2025 Community Development Block Grant
take it over with you.
Public Needs Hearing. Wanted to first start by making sure everyone that's in attendance tonight understand that this meeting is going to be captured with minutes. So as well as our virtual audience, as this is being live streamed tonight, we're going to ask that if you would include in the chat your name, address, and if you do as well have a project, identify that project with the address and amount as well. So again, I want to make sure that everyone has had an opportunity to sign in. Probably the projects that are spoken of tonight can go forward towards the proposals for our 25-27 years. Our next slide actually describes for us why you are here tonight. This is public money, and your input is absolutely the driver in the legislative body determining these projects. So the following bullets are straight from the guidelines for CDBG. And as it reads there, the purpose of this hearing is to offer an opportunity for you as the citizens of Mount Morris Township to express your ideas on the community's needs and the project proposals concerning the use of our federal community development block grant funds for the 25-27 program years. All potential projects that Mount Morris Township will be considering submitting for funding must be mentioned tonight at this meeting, as they will be not only discussed, but they will be recorded in the minutes that I will be taking, that will be provided to the Genesee County CDBG program. Again, as minutes will include all public comments, and this is a live stream meeting, we're encouraging you to distribute the appropriate public decorum. So I had mentioned an attendance list will be taken, and so it should be signed, all of you that are here. And again, our virtual attendees, please type your question and your comment along with your name and address in the chat. The funds that we're going to discuss tonight are provided by the Genesee County Metropolitan Planning Commission. through their community development program from an annual entitlement grant that was received from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Part of the requirement is that we disclose to you what the estimated allocation is for the 25-27 year. As you see on the screen, that 25-27 CDBG program is estimated allocation of $184,595. Our most recent 3-year allocation, which for the years 22 to 24, had an actual allocation of $277,733. So as you can see there in red, this 3-year allocation is $93,000 less than what we had during the last go around. I put that formula that actually describes to you why that's lower. As CDBG determines the annual amount, HUD uses a formula that's comprised of a few measures of community need, and these measures include the extent of poverty, population, housing, and overcrowding. As the number did provide some surprise for us, I did ask, and CDBG is here tonight, to give us a little more context as to why the number is actually lower for Mount Morris Township when we look at those 4 factors. Certainly our poverty level would be thinking not to have decreased, but our population in fact did. Our housing stock also decreased that they're counting in as it relates to this formula called overcrowding. The 2022-2024 overcrowding factor factored in 375 overcrowded residents. This year, that factor has been reduced to lower than 75. Again, that was surprising to me. So I asked Mr. Fortsey to come and further give a little more context to that for you, because he could better explain it than I can. So if David would come and just give us just a little context for that, I think it would be useful for this discussion.
Sure. You want me to come up there?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Damon Fortney from Genesee County Metropolitan Planning Commission. So as Latrell stated, the funds we receive every 3 years from HUD are based on a formula. So that's used to determine how funding is split up amongst all the counties and all the states in the whole country. But it's also used to determine how much each individual township and city gets. And so, as he stated, the population is the biggest factor, and that reduced, I think, from 21,500 the last census down to 20,024. So that reduction in population is what's contributing mostly towards the reduction. And then, as he said, overcrowded housing units have gone down, which is a good thing. But I also wanted to state a couple other reasons why the amount has gone down. So the total we received for the whole county has also gone down a little bit. So it's reduced about 50,000 for this cycle. So that factors into the formula as well. And then, let's see. City of Davison has recently joined our program. They previously weren't a participating community. Not all of our communities participate in the whole county. But since they joined, a little bit of funding is now going towards them. And I also wanted to just point out, give you some ideas of what other communities around the county are getting, just as a comparison. So Mount Morris Township with 20,000 people is getting 184,000. Genesee Township, also 20,500 people, getting $191,000. And so it goes up from there. City of Burton, with a population of 29,000, is getting $279,000. Foote Township has a population of 31,000, gets $312,000. So as you can see, it kind of correlates to the population. Basically, every 10,000 people, you have about $100,000 in funding comes along. So yeah, it did go down, and as it's stated here, these are estimates as of now, so it could change, could go up, could go down. HUD does fluctuate how much funding we get every 3 years, so it could change, but it should be approximately that amount.
Thank you, Damon.
The other requirement for us is to disclose to you the most recent performance of the most recent 3-year allocation, and that's on the screen for you as well. As I mentioned, during the 2022 to 2024 granted projects that was approved by the prior administration, we are actually in the 23 bracket right now with projects. All of those in 2022 has been completed. We were actually, the legislative body has allocated a little more money to projects 5 and 6 that you see there. But their actual costs came in less than what was allocated for those projects in that year. And so we were able to, as we will be this year, to say things happen, to reprogram some dollars to only the programs, again, that are mentioned tonight and are approved at Genesee County Planning. So those were the 3 years there. Again, it was $277,000 for that particular period. Because $34,000 was available from projects 5 and 6, we were able to transfer them to the first 3 projects that increased the allocation for the senior center, the activities for youth at King's Karate, and for our job training, cultural diversity here in our police department. Similarly, as again, we are in the 2023 program year right now. There was some movement of dollars already this year. The approved amount for project number 3 in the 23 approved column was $10,000. However, there was a $1,200 transfer from that project to project number 7 to provide some signage for the Community Care Block Club. So those are projects that are currently ongoing right now. That period is for a period that began August 13th of this year, and that will go all the way through August 1st of 2024, after which the 2024 projects kick in and carry us to where we are going to discuss tonight. One other clarification on that chart. At last night's board meeting, because again, the similar thing happened with project number 8. Those project, that $40,000 has been reprogrammed to project number 4, our code enforcement. That project 8, when it was approved, did provide for the demolition of 3 homes in the Beecher District. Those homes were subsequently demolished by the Genesee County Land Bank. And so that freed up those $40,000 for us to transfer to an important need that the citizens have at least expressed towards our code enforcement. So that again is a requirement of this hearing tonight, that we give you that information on what we currently have available. That brings us to our next slide that again talks about why again we're here tonight and what we could hopeful to hear from you. These are the projects that are similar to those that have been approved in years past. There's 2 categories of projects under CDBG. One that's called public service projects, on which up to 30% of the township's $184,000 can be allocated towards those types of programs. Examples are up there for you on the board. There again, up to 30%. There, the other 70% goes towards the other side of CDBG. That's called our construction projects. The construction projects, again, are listed there, the types of examples that they are, and as Damon will attest to, those are just a sample. Their CDBG office actually determines the eligibility of the project once we send those pre-applications down there to make sure that we are indeed in compliance. Again, they give the final stamp of approval. So those are the type of projects that we're hoping to hear from you tonight. There, as we go to this portion of our hearing tonight, and that is the call for projects. What we would like for you to do is, as you come up to microphone again, state your name, your organization, your project. Give us a description of your project, where that project will be located, the amount that you're requesting from that. And I will, from the notes, gather those, we'll present these to the board. The board will make their recommendations and we will send them to the county, hopefully by Monday, December the 11th. They are due to the county, has been extended a few days for us. I appreciate that, to the 16th of December. But it is still my hope to get those down there early, so that we can get in the front of the line, so when Dana finds us some more money.
That's great.
Again, before we start, is there anything that I could clarify before we get into the presentation and call for projects? Certainly can answer any questions, or if I can't, David can do those as well.
If I may, if Damon would speak on the importance of the census to our community in reflecting on how our numbers were come about.
So what kind of census information?
So that that's where we know how much population we have, how many homes, and so the figure that you have is the
Also
census
impacted by
was
the
used
census.
to come up with some of that information.
So the most recent, this call for projects used the 2020 census.
Yes.
So it wasn't the community survey, it's the actual 2020 census.
Exactly. And so I think what I'm trying to convey to our community is how important that census is, and that when we get the opportunity next time to please not only yourself fill it out, but make sure those that you know do too. It has an effect on our township.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. City of Burton, I believe their 2010 population was 29,999. So if they would have hit 30,000, they would have been eligible for additional things. So literally one person could have made that difference.
Wow.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Just to drill
David.
that down just a little bit further, even the overcrowding, HUD counts overcrowding as 1.5 persons in the same place. So if you got 2 people in your household and you said that on the census, that would have helped us.
Right.
That would have helped us. Yeah. Again, we'll have to call the project, so get out of the way so that we can do that. The mic is yours. Just please again, identify yourself, the location, what your project is, and the amount there. In the interest of time, the clerk is keeping the time for us there, so we can kind of move as swiftly as we can. Definitely want to hear a good description, but in the interest of everyone's time there, I don't want to rush you.
Good evening, Supervisor and trustees. First of all, thank you for the additional funds last year. They were very, very helpful. My name is Karen Reed. I'm Director of the Crapo Senior Center. And the heart of Senior Citizen Services, Crapo Center is requesting continued CDBG funding for expenses related to our transportation program. These expenses include but aren't limited to wages, fuel, and vehicle maintenance cost. The transportation program is still a much needed program for our Mount Morris Township senior residents. More people no longer are driving and rely on the program to get to grocery stores, medical appointments, physical therapy, banking, and the senior center. The number of riders have been increasing again since COVID. We're very fortunate that we have the bus and can get people back to the center, et cetera. During this current CDBG funding cycle, we have provided 3,355 rides and still have one more year to go. I anticipate we will provide 3,800 this year because we're really moving up. For those that we cannot provide services for, we do, just because we don't have a wheelchair lift anymore, so we refer to MTA, Your Ride. Veteran Services has a new program. Jewish Family Services, and there's a new medical transportation that through Family Service Agency for people 60 and over, and she's already booked up for 3 months. So transportation is always an issue in Genesee County. The Crapo Senior Center requests $7,500 annually for the CDBG 25-27 years. This is an increase of $883 annually. of our current $6,667. I've got this written for you to read, and on the back of it, attached to it, are some numbers. Our fiscal year doesn't quite coincide, so these are my fiscal year numbers for last year. And they're pretty close to CDBG, but any questions?
No,
Okay.
thank you,
Thank you, Karen.
Karen. Let me get a sis.
Taking everybody's papers.
The next individual, next business, or the next project. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Hello, my name is Mike Besser, and I'm the president of the Greater Beecher Business District Association. A lot of these things that we're listing and applying for grants are things that you'll see out in the neighborhood that we already do. We've kind of restructured things recently because we have an issue like if one person leaves, we're done. We've restructured the whole organization to where no one is irreplaceable. We run bingo out at Lucky's. We have 8 bingos a week. It's done pretty well. We've given out $85,000 in $5,000 business grants in the last 2 years. So a lot of improvements you see up and down Saginaw Street came from these funds. And they're also going. We had the community center on Carpenter and Detroit Street that we've now opened. We have AA meetings in there. We have NA meetings in there. We're starting tutoring programs in there. But all of this has created a lot of overhead for our organization. So it's just making it to where there's less projects we can do. We're setting up a fund to make sure that the community center can continue to run in years to come if things were to go wrong. But we're applying for these funds for these purposes that I've listed up in here. We put bus stops at many of the stops in Beecher, and if you drive down Saginaw Street, that one in front of Great Giant, you see people sitting there with their groceries waiting for the bus stop all the time. In front of the DeVita Center, they're coming off dialysis and waiting for a bus ride, and they're there. So we feel a lot of these things that we do are really important. Well, one of them, they lit something on fire, and we had to replace the desk at the top of the bench. We'd like to add more so that all the bus stops do have a bench at it. And every year we kind of revamp that as far as how many we can do, what we need to fix up, and where they're the most needed. We do the flower pots up and down Saginaw Street. There were 20 of them that Ms. Dora bought in the original grant we started with GBBDA. And a lot of them are getting really, the snow plows do not do well with them. Some of them are getting destruction and it's in disarray, and we like to maintain them. We also put the new flower beds at the Tornado Memorial along with the new bed down at the Welcome to Beecher sign. So we could use it to just make sure that those have to be replenished every year. The one at the sign is all come back every year, but they don't all come back every year. So we have maintenance there. Our mowing proposal that we do every year, we mow from the sidewalk to the street, all the way down Saginaw Street, from Carpenter Road to 475 on all the vacant properties. So when you drive through Beecher, they're not overgrown and they're nice and uniform throughout. We'd like to continue that. We also mow the park on Detroit and Coldwater across from the community center, where the BCDC have put them flower beds and everything in. We keep that all mowed along with the community center and the Tornado Memorial. We do a lot of cleanups. There's a few on here that I've attached pictures that we'd like to get to next spring. I know we did a big cleanup on the corner where that phone store went in, and 6 months later that phone store went in. We painted the building, we boarded it up, we made it, and then next thing you know, business appeared. So, but they're for sale now, and it really doesn't look like they're gonna leave it in good shape. So that big pile of trash is at that building, and the overgrownness of the old restaurant next door are projects that we would like to include. The other picture is that land bank parking lot, and it looks really overgrown now. We did that this spring. It took down 2 of the brick walls because of the bushes that grow under it, and it knocked them all over. We got it all cleaned up and fixed up this year, but in the spring, we're gonna wanna start hitting areas like that every year because those brick walls, it just grows out and knocks them over. When we go into those lots, we've done a lot on the other side of the street. If you notice what the old KFC looks like, we reboarded the bad ones. We painted the boards to give it that red, white look. You barely notice when you drive by. Where before we did that, you have the weathered boards all over that just look god awful. And some of those are gonna be needed done, but that's Genesee Township. So we got ones on this side of the road, such as that parking lot and the phone store and all those that we'd like to get done. We have in our community center now, we have a personal hygiene pantry that gives stuff away, personal hygiene items. There's a lot of food drives out there, but the personal hygiene items, those items really aren't given away as much. So we have 2 days a week when we give those away. And we'd like to add, we've had a lot of concern for carbon monoxide detectors and smoke detectors. So there's a quote in here included that would give us up to 50 carbon monoxide detectors and 200 smoke detectors that we would like to include in that pantry. So when we get people out that are getting things they need, they can also get these safety items that are needed in the area. The last one we've been wanting to get to, which isn't a high dollar item, but it just kind of helps with the community, is the basketball team has won, I think, 5 more championships since we had those signs put up for their championships. So we'd like to get them listed on the 4 locations in Beecher. Like I said, we've done a lot of these things in the past, but the overhead of the organization gets more and more as you add more programming things. We have some separate, we're going after to run those programs in the community center, but we'd like to get this money to help ensure we can do the improvements around Beecher that you can see. When you go down Saginaw Street, if you guys don't know the ones, we redid the press box for the high school. We redid the tornado memorial. We're almost started out in the grants with the paint job. My wife got those new awnings across the street. Like when you look at the old village awnings and the new ones, it's just a bright ray of sunshine. The barber shop on Detroit Street and the beauty shop across the street are both getting big improvements because of it. King's Karate got their new sign, well lit and beautiful.
It is nice.
Your car.
No, I don't.
But nobody knows about that.
No, it's been a long
Remember,
time, yeah.
I do remember a car, it was
Right.
there. So, and that mowing project is ongoing. The other side of Saginaw Street, we did 4 projects on. We want to just keep going because these are difference makers. Thanks to Ms. Sims, we went in and got all them signs that are going up. The Christmas ones are coming up soon. But not only was that a big investment for us to do it, but you think, oh, it's not that much to swap them out, but they really get destroyed.
Mhm.
I just found another one missing today on my way here. So, and we need to keep all our funds to keep those going, but we don't want to get away from the cleanup, the blight removal, and those type of projects that we do. But just as we grow, this overhead keeps going more and more. So we'd like to ask for some help with this grant, just to make Beecher a more beautiful neighborhood. That's what we're shooting for these grants. And that's all I have. I'd like to thank you for giving the opportunity to present this. Oh,
He
we
has
had
it,
$10,000.
He has it on his. Do you have extra? Yeah, from.
Yeah, I had one for each of you and a few extras. Sorry about that.
Just, I know you mentioned it, I just want you to be aware that any monies that would be granted through Mount Morris Township would have to be on Mount Morris Township side.
Yeah,
And you mentioned
Yeah,
that.
he
So
mentioned
I just want to make sure that.
Yeah, even like the mowing cost us about $3,500. If that is included, it would just be half of it because that is both sides. All the projects and that we pictured are on the Mount Morris
Yeah.
side. We know we won't do anything over there. And if they were joint projects, we would split the funds up and not use them to cover the Genesee Township. But yeah, everything I listed was in the Mount Morris Township. We have another welcome to Beecher sign that's on the other side of the road. That's why I didn't mention that one.
Yeah.
That one, whoever did the flowers there, they come back really good every year. It was a little smaller. You have a much greener thumb than I. So they're not too bad.
They're
The new one
perennial,
looks
and they're
pretty good.
perennials too, so they're meant to come back.
Right, and they
Right.
come back. The new
Right.
sign, most of them came back
Right,
too. It's just
right.
a little extra cleanup. But they do that whole area when they, at the exit there, when we have it mowed, they mow that
Yeah.
whole exit. So when you get off the highway, not only the sign, but that whole lot right there keeps mowed. And yes, absolutely, it'll only be on, any of these funds will be just on the Mount Morris side.
Thank
And with
you.
it, and with that said, if I may, Supervisor, because you service both sides of the roads, have you thought about going to Genesee Township and asking for some
That
of their
was my
block grant
question
monies
as well.
also?
We were just talking about that. I don't have the details on that, but that would be
That way,
something we
that
would like to do.
perfect.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, thank you.
All righty.
Thank you.
Next.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Bernard Terry Jr.
Hello.
And this is my brother Joanne Tier. We purchased residential custom styles in 2003. We opened it in 2005 after we made some renovations we had to do before we opened for business. However, we purchased the empty lot directly across the street from our business. And we were asking for money to do the parking lot paving. The parking lot paving is really high, it's 45,000. I understand that the money you're asking for is small or something like that. But if you look through it, you can see the estimate that we got. It's really big. The parking lot would be like 7,000 square feet. That would cover like half of the land that's there, because we want to leave some of the grass, because we wanted to have a more park-like feel where we're gonna use $10,000 for an LED information sign that says Corey Kimball Beecher Park. We wanted to name the Beecher Park after our community, and we wanted to get it paved and maybe put some permanent red benches that they have, like at the administration building. We wanted to use the sign for events that were coming to Beecher High School, in the Beecher community and surrounding Genesee County and Flint, or whatever, whatsoever. We also, we were just asking money to help us that if you keep looking, you can see pictures of the parking lot on the corner of that where that stop sign, the sign would be. We've been in contact with the sign company. I couldn't get all of their information all the way yet, but the sign will cost approximately $10,000. So whatever's left over, we're gonna use for the parking lot paving, and we would also like to ask Mount Morris Township to help us pave it also, if you could. The GBBA gave us some money, gave us a grant for $5,000 if you look at our building to redo the outside structure. We got Granito siding. It looks really nice with the siding on the feature red. And we call it the Detroit Curse Street Beautification Project. We wanted, when you come, Detroit Street is in the middle of Beecher, coming down to the middle of the neighborhood. We wanted Detroit Street, when you look at that corner, to be really exciting and let people know that our community is alive. We were willing to let the community use that land, like for high school things, for community events, whatsoever. Whoever wants to use it is fine. We would prefer it to be a part of the community, just like our barber shop is. We've been in business actually longer. 2005. We had another location. It was at our dad's recording studio, and he made us grow up and get our own building. And we decided to be in our community, even though we have the resources to go elsewhere. We are both teacher graduates, and we really love our community, and we just want that part of that corner to really be exciting when you go down the street and just see that we have pride in our community. And we love it here, and we want to see it so much better. You know what I'm saying? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, just one question, Mr. Terry. So you're asking for 45? Is that for everything or the sign and
20,000.
20,000.
20,000? Oh, okay. I thought you said 40. Okay.
We understand
Okay, but you're asking for 20. Okay.
that.
Okay. I got you. Got you. So I thought I heard 45. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, gentlemen. Yes. Next.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bryce.
Honorable representatives of the Mount Morris Township Representative Board, good evening.
Good evening.
I just wanted to start just by saying, first of all, my name is Bryce Harden. I am the Vice President of the Youth Karate Association. I have been a part of Youth Karate since 36 years, and the paperwork that I just passed out, I've been part of the group for a majority of those years. And just wanted to share with you some of the things that that King Karate and the Youth Karate Association would like to do with the funding that we are asking for you tonight. First of all, thank you for the previous years of funding. If you come to our karate school now, you will see that the money has been put to good use. There are a lot of new things that have been changed, especially since I've been in there. No more concrete floors, thank God. Everything's been padded. It's been beautiful, and considering that the school has gone through such struggles as COVID and of course decreasing population, things, all kinds of different other factors, is a testament to the strength of this particular organization. So just wanted to start with the mission. The purpose of the Youth Karate Association is to encourage and provide a place for youth to be trained and educated in martial arts and healthy life skills. Our vision is to develop through this training student champions, family champions, and community champions. I stand as a testament of all three of those things. I'm a graduate of this particular program. I've been going there since my days back in Garfield and Doyle Ryder. Master King came across, he put things in perspective for me, the way he put it in. And my life definitely would not have been the same without it. Because of him, I learned to learn through many other different teachers. And because of that, I've actually become a teacher myself. I taught high school mathematics in the Kalamazoo Public District. And I also I'm currently a trainer of flight following or aircraft dispatch in Romulus at Ypsilanti Airport currently. As far as creating family champions, I actually just became a father not too long ago. And I'm gonna need every single one of your prayers. He's got some pipes on him, but I've seen what good child rearing looks like through my experience through the King Karate program. And as far as community champions, I've been away for many years, but I understand the importance of this organization. It means that much to me that I will come back from Romulus with work tomorrow to come back and actually and put my foot on this particular grant proposal. So as it reads in front of you, the Youth Karate Association has been serving the youth and families of our community since 1977, when our founder, Grandmaster Jackie King, saw a need in our community. Our purpose is to provide a place for at-risk youth to be trained and educated in the martial arts and healthy life skills. Particular emphasis is placed on developing in our youth self-discipline, confidence, and a sense of physical and mental well-being. We have served in Mount Morris Township for the past 36 years. And if you do the math, it's 46. We did have 10 years in another location, but it's been 36 years in this location. We are asking the Mount Morris Township Board to award us a portion of the CDBG so as to provide this opportunity to the youth in our community in the amount of $10,000 for the following. Training, safety equipment, which includes safety gear, helmet, feet, and hand pads. Karate is a contact sport, and we don't play around, so we do want our kids to be safe while they are experiencing these teachings and trainings. Additionally, workout bags and equipment, floor bags, hand bags, training mats, etc. If you go in, actually right now, you will see that there are some of the speed bags have been popped. Some of the bases of the heavy support bags have been busted. That's because the karate is working. These kids are strong and they are directing it in the correct place where it needs to be. King Karate itself has created regional, national, and international champions, and we wish to continue to do so. At this time, I will take any kind of questions that you may have for the board.
Have any? We'll just put this with the rest of the projects and we'll be getting back with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The next.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is John Hall. I'm the president of Beecher Community Development Council. I've been a member of this community since 1965. I have a passion for trying to help the youth here. Been a member of the Little League at Beecher for like 7 or 8 years. I've done a lot of things with Salvation Army. Youth pastor there since 1991. And I love dealing with children who are problem children. Beautification and things like that. We do help, as GBBDA said, about the beautification of the blight and things. We use these children that are in this program called Boys to Men in order to help get this done on Saturdays. This program that I'm trying to advance is called Boys to Men. We deal with youth who are dropouts, getting them back in school, children having problems as far as reading. We offer tutorial services, math, English, science. We're trying to make a well-rounded child, in other words. We realize that some of the problems that we're facing stem even from home. While at Salvation Army, after 4 or 5 weeks of school, we realized some kids too, boy and a girl, hadn't even been to school. No one had noticed that. Reason was they said they didn't have clothing. Okay. They had no clothing. And then as we know, they were wearing the same thing every day. Okay. We have children that only eat when school is in. Okay. First of the month, parents get their check. They don't see their parents anymore until the money is gone. These are the gaps that this particular program will be closing. We give them clothing if they need it. Hygiene products are free. And we try to nurture them and well-round them and realize we have a 20-point program by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And one thing is about picking your friends wisely, okay? Giving them the reason why they should listen to older men, why boys should listen to older men. These are things that are very important. Probably back in my day, we had a thing called junior achievement. Okay, junior achievement helped make a person a little bit more rounded. We're developing them how to save money, how to get up and be somewhere on time. Like our Saturday program started at 9 o'clock. I told them if you come in at 9 o'clock, you're already late. If you want a job and you want to put money in your pocket, you'll be there way before then. Okay, the early bird gets to work. So these are things that we're trying to instill in our children. We're trying to have a different mission. Our mission is to make well-rounded men and women that will change the future of our community by giving them an equal opportunity. I told you about our Boys to Men. We're also starting in 2 weeks a young ladies program. Okay, and we have professional ladies, ex-school teachers and things that will be running this program. to give them courage, self-respect. And, I have a shirt here that I had brought, and on the back of the shirt, it tells you, actually, someone want to read that? Can you read for me?
You don't have to be a victim of your environment. You can also be the architect of it.
That's right. And that's what we have to teach our children. If we want to change our community, it starts with the youth.
Mm.
I keep my ear to the ground pretty well. We have 4 gangs out here, starting from junior high school on up to high school. Even some of them were in 6th grade. These are the things that we have to try to combat. Last week, we had a state trooper come in and talk to the young men, how to act and interact with police. You don't have to be afraid. There's a correct way to do things. And, we have to try to learn them how to have skills of communication, realizing that most of the kids that are out of school is because they don't have the ability to read. Okay? So if we enforce these programs, we can start bringing some of the kids, most of the children in this program, they're right out here in Amy Jo, Penwood, all those streets, but most of them are going to Mount Morris and going to Hampton. If we up our situation here, we can bring these children back in our community. They're our future. These are the things that we're trying to do. I today am asking for about $10,000, $2,500 to pay and feed them, because we take them on outings on Saturdays, take them out to eat Thursday night on our meetings, $1,500 for grooming. If they need shoes, if they need clothing, we provide it. If they need hygiene products, we provide that also. Like I said, $2,500 for outings, $3,500 for operational costs, such as insurance, lawn services, snow removal, because it is in the building of what we want to call the Larry Foster building, who had the same mission in mind that we do. Does anyone have any questions?
I do have a question.
Yes.
But you did say that it was in the Larry Foster's building.
Yes.
So this is after.
1309 West Coldwater Road.
So this is an after-school mentoring program.
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure. How long has it been going on?
About 3 months now.
Okay. That's all I have.
Like I said, in 2 weeks, the young ladies program will start.
Thank you, Mr. Hall.
All right.
Thank you.
Next person. Next person to come before the board and yes, when you come up, you can sign in.
How's everybody doing?
Finding you.
Yourself.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So my name is Liddell Jones McKinney. I'm executive director of the Salvation Army Life Center. We have created a new culture there to allow our young people to be able to have access to resources to take them from the poverty level to becoming part of our skilled trades program. We're doing renovations in our upper level for esports, gaming, robotics, in partnership with the University of Michigan, in partnership with Kettering University. Not only do we have our skilled trades program, but we also giving our kids an opportunity to understand what music production engineering stands for, to give them an opportunity to utilize, their skills. But also, what's most important is that our character council program is to help these young people understand and realize the character that you need to have to be successful. Probably about 70% of our young people want to play professional basketball. And so we have a basketball program, a basketball club. We're in the process of also doing volleyball. Me as a former professional athlete, first female to come out of Flint to play professionally, and one of the first 15 to travel to Europe. in the European League, where I was the most valuable player in the world for 3 years, come back to Flint, been working with young people for over 40 years. I know that right now, I can't really say that these young people are going to make it to the NBA. So we have an opportunity, however, so that they can be successful. Less than 5% of our kids read at grade level. Every 26 seconds, we have kids dropping out of school. So what we're doing is this, the $30 million detention center, we try to prevent them from going to there. What we want to do is invest in their education, because they have what we call NIL, name, image, and likeness right now. So even high schools have become multi-millionaires, high schoolers. So our kids right now, because of their skills at this level right now, they have to already be one of the top 100 in the country to be able to participate in that. However, that doesn't mean that they'll be failures, because all of our kids are gifted. We call it the Gift Discovery Program. All of our kids are gifted. So we're tapping into their gifts, whether it's music, whether it's robotics, esports and gaming is a $657 billion industry. But our kids know how to play the games, but they don't know how to create them. So we're renovating our facility to accommodate these types of skills, according to the skilled trade, which has over 200 careers that they can tap into for all of these different esports and gaming and robotics. That's part of what we're doing. However, majority of those students are between the age of 12 and up. They can start making $36 an hour once they're certified. So we're working with another educational system to help certify these people. So, but that third grade age, kindergarten, first, second, and third, that's when they do the evaluation and assessment on their grades, and also on their reading levels. So when they do that assessment and say, okay, you're not reading that grade level, so that means we have to spend investment in these detention centers, because by the time you get to middle school, you're going to drop out and probably, cause crime. So what we're doing now is we're investing in our tutoring program. We have a tutor Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. We have tutoring, and then we have a literacy program in partnership with the Genesee County Literacy Organization. So we have one-on-one and small groups for those kids who cannot read and cannot write. And we're taking that so serious, because we know that if we start at that level and create that environment to where they love reading and they love learning, now we can eliminate that process of them getting ready to go to detention center or to jail or to prison or dropping out of school. So what we want to do, outside of us investing in the esports and gaming and theater, and we just do, oh man, y'all gotta come see it. Oh man, it's amazing. We're renovating that whole block right there, and in the back, we just have, we're gonna have a multi-purpose facility where these kids can come in and do everything that their hearts desire. But if you can't read, and you can't write, and you can't comprehend, then all of this is not valid for what they need. So what we're doing is we want to ask you for $9,000. $9,000. We want to have some classroom furniture, because what they're saying now, the architects are saying that it's a different way of learning now, and the environment, down to the furniture, down to the type of furniture that these kids need to be learning, is what we need to help create that environment, that learning environment. Am I running out of time?
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
We just didn't even.
That's the first.
Because you don't have enough time. 3 minutes.
And then the second year, we want that advanced technology. Right now, we're doing hands-on, one-on-one, learn how to write, learn how to read, that phonics awareness. So that's what we're doing. So now, after the following year, we want to advance in our technology. And then after that, we want to upgrade our literacy curriculum. Now we're going step by step. So we had their attention. We have captured them. They love the arts. They love the music. They love the sports. They love all of that. So we've captured them. But now we want to be able to take them to that whole nother level, just by investing in this tutoring and literacy program to give them an opportunity to understand the value of reading. And so that's what we're just asking you to just to give us $9,000, for investing in our tutoring and our literacy.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms.
Oh, I
McKay.
got to sign my name.
Yes, please do.
Was I supposed to put the center or my address?
The Salvation Army.
Salvation.
Mhm.
Thank you. And I apologize.
Nope, you're fine.
Fine.
You're fine because
Thank
we
you.
knew 3 minutes wasn't gonna be enough to everybody do their presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So do we have anyone else to address the body in reference to anything that they need done in their neighborhood? Or they any project that they want? Mr. Green?
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Larry Green. I live at 3376 Westmont Avenue. I hope when the board sits down and thinks diligently in regards to the additional funds that haven't been asked for, to be used for code enforcement, demolition of blighted projects throughout Mount Morris Township, target areas where the funds can be used, and road improvements. Those are great things that need to be done, and it can be done with community development. Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Anyone else here to address the board in reference to any road projects or anything that's?
Mr. Green didn't put a price on any or a cost on any
No,
of
he
these
was
things.
just giving us.
And I know you were
suggestions.
doing it generally, but for the code enforcement, we know that we need
$102, yes.
$102,000
Say that at the
in
end,
order
yes.
to cover their
To
salaries for
continue.
1 year.
Mhm. And that's from the township.
Yeah.
So we just add that because
That's the legislative body's
has
request
already
for the
requested.
minutes.
Mhm. Yes. Mhm. Anybody else?
I'm sorry, excuse me, you go right ahead. I didn't
Yes.
realize you were coming up. I have a question for our CFO.
Okay.
Do we need numbers for the demolition, the road improvements that Mr. Green mentioned?
I think, and David, you correct me if I'm wrong, he did quantify any available funds that were available and to use in those.
Okay.
areas.
I just,
Is
I
that
would
correct?
just want to make sure we're
Yes,
following
that's-
protocol to get
yeah.
it covered.
That's already in there.
Thank you.
Ma'am, your name and
Hi, my name is Brenda Cardwell, and I live in Kimberly Wood subdivision, right off of Jennings Road. And in that subdivision, we have potholes. We had a temporary fix the earlier part of the year. And right in front of my house and the lady next door, we just big potholes. And prior to that, I have pictures that they're on my phone, where when I was coming in, I had a busted dashboard because of the potholes. And I was told that the Mount Morris Township couldn't fix them, didn't have money to fix my vehicle because it needed a front end alignment and whatever. But I said that to say this. In our subdivision, right when you come into the approach right off of Jennings Road, it was really, really bad, and they did fix that a couple of months ago. But they did not fix Millwood Drive. And like I said, that street it needs repairs. And it needs it really, really bad. So if that could be done, we would appreciate it.
so you're requesting Millwood.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I apologize. I didn't get your name.
Brenda Cardwell, Cardwell.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Yes, come on.
After I heard that, then I thought, yeah, I come up here. My name is Brenda Purifoy,
Mhm.
And I'm here because my name is Brenda Kerboy and I live in the Woodhaven, Montrose area.
Mhm.
And we have had several accidents, major accidents off of Cass Avenue.
Mhm.
And we just had one the other night where the individuals speed up Cass. They speed up and down Cass. First, they're gonna kill some kid or somebody's pet, but or run into someone's house. Now, this last past weekend, they sped up Cass, and right there at Woodhaven, about 5:30 in the morning, you can check your records.
Mhm.
They had some kind of contest or something, and the two vehicles flipped.
Mhm.
You know, well, this is not the first time. And so what I'm asking then, since I was sitting there and I heard this lady
Mhm.
request regarding her street,
Mhm.
if we could get some speed bumps or something there, because somebody's gonna die.
Mhm.
And speed bumps or something, some sign that shows you the speed that you're traveling as you go up and down that road. And also, we're still paying taxes for roads out there, and the roads are splitting in half. They're splitting right down the middle. So if you could pay some attention to those types of things for us.
I do know that I did receive a call in reference to that. I'm not sure if you've been on Cass Avenue or Scander Drive through there. Genesee County Road Commission on Monday put out those flashing telling you how fast you're going because they're going to do a study. And so I did contact them in reference to that. So
Put those out and they haven't done it yet.
yeah, no ma'am, they're out. I spoke to Mr. Laus and he told me he did see
Where
them.
did they put them? Because I
He-
came down Cass.
He said
when I was
there's,
coming here
he
tonight.
told me there's one on Cass and there's one on Scander. I'm not sure, but they're out there. They're out there. So they're checking the traffic. But I'll check back with Sue at the road commission to see. But when I spoke to Mr. Laus this morning, he said that they were out there. So let me find out from him. He said they were
Yeah,
out there.
'cause like I said, it may be there, but
Yeah.
I'd be surprised
Yeah.
because.
I
like
think
said,
it's,
I
did you come out the top part of
traveled down
Cass?
all the way down.
Did you?
I turned at Woodhaven and
Mhm.
came straight down Cass.
To Clio Road.
Clio Road.
Okay.
I don't travel down Scander, but you know, Cass is the
Yes.
main.
Right,
thoroughfare
right,
that you
right.
Travel,
So I'll give him a call.
But if so, I appreciate that.
Yes, we looked into that. Okay.
Thank you.
So you're requesting not, I know we can't do the speed bumps, but we had on Neff Road, they have the signs to where going and coming and it tell you what your speed limit is. So you're looking for possibly something like that, maybe. That's probably what you're looking
It's just
for,
something to try to assist.
to slow down the traffic.
Yeah, because somebody's gonna get killed. You see, the one lady, her camper, the car ran and was speeding up Cass so fast one night, and this was about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and it ran into her camper and destroyed her camper, which was in her driveway.
Okay.
So,
Okay, thank you.
yes.
Thank you.
So there's no one else, Mr. Holmes, I redirect it back to you. Everyone, just appreciate you for coming out and sharing with us what you would like for this grant to do for you if chosen, Mr. Holmes.
Yeah, and as Supervisor Simpson, let's say, I said, thank you all for taking time. As it says, we will assemble these minutes, present it to the body for their deliberation. Hopefully, unless there's some other things that prevents it from being on the agenda, it'll be an agenda item at our Monday, December 11th meeting. Welcome back to hear the decisions then. And from that meeting, the pre-applications will be forwarded to Mr. Fortney. And we will look forward to their answers shortly thereafter. Wish we had the whole 90,000 that we had last year for all the
Right.
projects, but I think we heard some really good ones.
We sure
Yes,
did.
we did.
We sure did.
Before we close that, I'd like to add a couple just for the record. So we talked about the housing and stuff like that, tearing down houses. We just moved $40,000 because Genesee County Land Bank demolished 3 houses that we didn't have to use that money. I'd like to maybe just look at the $40,000 and use it maybe for 3 other homes that might qualify. And also just look at maybe possibly the public access, the paving parking lot of the township And so just a review. I just want to put it out there. I don't have a dollar amount, but I want it on the record.
Mhm.
Because I know we did some lighting and stuff around here, and maybe if we needed more lighting, but I think everybody's that brought to us, they had, they're great entities, and, yeah, we got a lot of work to do, but I just wanted that on the
No,
record.
thank you. That's good. That's good.
And also, I want to add too, I think that pond outside need to be cleaned up. Outside the window on the township, because
Mhm.
over the summer, a lot of joggers or walkers was complaining like, hey, the upkeep of it was not to their, standards or how it used to be back in the past. So I think we got to look into investing in cleaning out, that pond outside or on property grounds as well.
Are you going to take the ducks home with you, sir?
Right.
No?
The algae's growing.
Gail, was that, I thought I saw it look like you wanted one of the
No,
ducks, no?
thank you.
Okay.
And one other thing that you mentioned, the pond and stuff like that, is maybe the benches when you walk around their path and stuff like that. A lot of those benches, the park benches, unless we get that grant that we're trying to work on. But I
Right.
mean, if not, that's something we maybe allocate something towards.
I know there was a discussion, I'm not sure if it's here, in reference to the park benches. Some of the individuals was willing to donate park benches in honor of their loved ones that had passed away.
Yeah,
And
be
I
great.
think Mr. Wilson checked into the price and they were like $500 a piece and just put them throughout the walking area.
That'd be great.
And we thought that would be a really nice thing. So that's something
Yep.
that I believe the individuals would just probably do outside of adding into our CBDG grant. So, okay, Mr. Holmes, if there's nothing else, once again, thank you for coming out, and we will go to the drawing board and come to the board meeting on December the 11th to see what the decision is by the the full body. So, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
Any questions? Call for the vote.
Ms. King,
Yes.
Ms. Baxter.
Yes.
Ms. Sims.
Yes.
Myself, yes. Ms. Armstrong.
Yes.
We're now adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Ms.
everyone.
Jones. This one for you.
Remember me?
Of course I remember you. What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Who I remember? I'm about to walk out here without my money.
And now you're gonna throw it around.
That's the way I feel when I get up in the morning.
You remember I asked you how I roll at the bench.
Exactly.
It's been seeing you.